Ever wondered how you're watching this video right now? I mean, really thought about it. It's not just your screen glowing. It's an incredible biological marvel happening inside your head. Today we are going on a journey into one of the most complex and fascinating organs you possess, your eye. We're going to decode the science of sight, from the moment a single photon of light leaves this screen to the instant a clear image forms in your mind. By the end of this video, you'll see the world quite literally in a whole new light. So, get ready to have your mind blown as we unveil the mechanics of vision. It all starts with light. Light from everything around you, this screen, the sun. A light bulb travels in straight lines. The very first stop on its journey into your brain is a clear, dome-shaped window at the front of your eye called the cornea. Think of the cornea as the eye's primary gatekeeper and its most powerful lens. It does the heavy lifting, responsible for about 2/3 of the eye's total focusing power. As light passes through it, the cornea bends or refracts the light rays, directing them deeper into the eye. It is the first crucial step in gathering and organizing the chaotic visual world into something your brain can understand. After passing through the cornea, light's next checkpoint is the pupil, that little black dot right in the center of the colorful part of your eye, the iris. The pupil isn't actually a thing. It's an opening, and its job is brilliant in its simplicity. The iris, which is a muscle, controls the size of the pupil. In bright light, the iris constricts, making the pupil smaller to limit the amount of light entering and prevent you from being overwhelmed. In dim conditions, like a darkened room, the iris relaxes, dilating the pupil to let in as much light as possible. This automatic adjustment is like having a built-in aperture on a camera, constantly fine-tuning for optimal clarity and protecting the delicate structures inside. Once through the pupil, the light hits the lens. If the cornea did the rough initial focusing, the lens is the master of fine-tuning. This flexible, transparent structure sits right behind the iris, and its job is to make sure the light is perfectly focused onto the back of the eye. How does it do this? Through a process called accommodation. Tiny muscles connected to the lens contract or relax, changing its shape. When you look at something far away, the lens flattens. When you shift your gaze to something up close, like the text on your phone, the lens becomes thicker and more rounded. This incredible adaptability allows you to switch focus between different distances almost instantly, ensuring the image you see is always sharp and clear. So, the light has been bent by the cornea and fine-tuned by the lens. Its final destination inside the eye is a light-sensitive layer of tissue at the very back called the retina. You can think of the retina as the movie screen of the eye, but here is a mind-bending fact. The image that the lens projects onto the retina is actually upside down and reversed. Don't worry, you're not secretly living in an inverted world. Your brain will flip it right side up later. The retina's job is to take this focused light, this upside-down optical image, and begin the magical process of converting it into a language the brain can understand. This is where the real conversion from light to vision begins. The retina is packed with millions of specialized cells called photoreceptors. There are two main types, and they each have a distinct role: rods and cones. You have about 120 million rods, and they are the superstars of low-light vision. They are incredibly sensitive and allow you to see shapes and movement in dim light, but they don't perceive color. That's why in a moonlit garden, you see the world in shades of gray. Then you have the cones. There are about 6 million of them, concentrated mostly in the center of the retina. Cones are your color detectors. They come in 3 types: red, green, and blue, and work best in bright light. It is the combination of signals from these 3 types of cones that allows your brain to perceive the entire vibrant spectrum of colors you see around you right now. When light hits a rod or a cone, it triggers a chemical reaction. This reaction transforms the light energy into a tiny electrical signal. It's a moment of pure alchemy. Light becomes electricity. Each of the millions of photoreceptors is generating these tiny impulses, creating a complex electrical pattern that represents the inverted image projected onto the retina. This isn't just a simple on-off signal. The pattern of signals encodes everything: brightness, color, and shape. The retina is essentially a biological image sensor, but it's far more sophisticated than any digital camera ever made. It's already processing the information before it even leaves the eye, so now we have this intricate map of electrical signals across the retina. How does it get to the brain? That's the job of the optic nerve. Think of the optic nerve as a high-speed data cable connecting your eye to your brain. It's a bundle of over 1 million nerve fibers, each one carrying signals from the retina. All these fibers gather at a single point on the back of the retina, creating a spot where there are no photoreceptors. This is your blind spot. You don't notice it because your brain cleverly fills in the missing information using visual cues from the surrounding area and your other eye. The optic nerve then transmits this massive stream of electrical data out of the back of the eye and towards the brain for the final and most mysterious stage of processing. The journey doesn't end when the signals reach the brain. In fact, this is where the real magic happens. The optic nerve sends these signals to a region in the back of your brain called the visual cortex. Here, the brain acts as a supercomputer. It takes the raw, upside-down, two-dimensional electrical data from both eyes and begins to interpret it. It flips the image right side up, combines the slightly different perspectives from each eye to create depth perception, identifies patterns, recognizes faces, and associates what you're seeing with memories and emotions. What we call seeing isn't just what happens in our eyes. It's a dynamic, constructive process performed by our brain. Vision is perception. This difference between vision and perception is fascinating. Vision is the physical process of detecting light. Perception is the brain's interpretation of those signals. This is why visual illusions work. They trick your brain by exploiting the shortcuts and assumptions it makes when processing visual information. When you see two lines of the same length but one looks longer because of the arrows on its ends, that's not your eyes failing you. That is your brain's perception system applying rules it has learned about perspective and distance to a 2D image. It shows that what you see is an active construction, not a passive recording of the world. Your brain is constantly building your reality based on sensory input. So let's put it all together. Light from the world reflects off an object. It enters your eye through the cornea, which does the main bending. The iris adjusts the pupil to control the amount of light. The lens fine-tunes the focus onto the retina, creating a real, inverted image. Photoreceptors, rods and cones on the retina convert this light into electrical signals. These signals travel down the optic nerve, your biological data cable, to the brain. Finally, the visual cortex in your brain processes these signals, flips the image, adds color and depth, and interprets it into the seamless, three-dimensional, colorful world you experience every single moment. It's a symphony of physics, biology, and neurology happening faster than the blink of an eye. Amazing, right? Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the mechanics of vision. Hopefully, you now have a new appreciation for the incredible work your eyes and brain are doing every second of the day. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more journeys into the wonders of science. Let me know in the comments what other complex systems you'd like us to explore next. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.